All right, great. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الصلاة والسلام على سيدنا ونبينا حبيب قلوبنا وطبيب نفوسنا وشفيع ذنوبنا سيدنا أبي القاسم المصطفى محمد وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين واللعنة الدائم على أعدائهم أجمعين من الآن إلى لقاء يوم الدين بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. May Allah inshallah bless you all and your families inshallah, and bless you for your presence today in this majlis inshallah. Recite another salawat and gift it to Muhammad wa Ali Muhammad. We thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for this great opportunity. Once again we're together, alhamdulillah. So we're going to follow inshallah the new course, the topic that we have and we started. We had 2 sessions, alhamdulillah. We covered the topic of self-improvement through spiritual awareness. Last session we were following and mentioning a few points about self-awareness, that improvement comes with awareness. If you want to improve yourself, first you have to be aware of yourself. And we defined awareness with being aware of our behaviors, our deficiencies, our desires. We have to know what we're going to change, right? We have to have self-reflection. This course needs a lot of preparation, and from your side needs a lot of practice. It's not a course that we just hear and we go. It's pretty advanced course that I would like to test the audience to see how it goes, but it needs a lot of practices after inshallah. What you hear, if you want to take some notes and remember these things, because some of them are very practical, we have to follow. Self-diagnosis, we have to, and I have to pay attention to myself and try to recognize those areas that I need to change. You see, someone lives in this world for 50, 60 years, still with the same issues that when he was 15 years old, when she was 10 years old, the same issues, the same problem. You see that some people, when they want to talk about him or her, says, he's a stingy person. She's not patient, but for how long? For how long I'm supposed to carry all these, issues and deficiencies with myself? It looks like that person is not aware of herself or himself, right? Didn't think about this. Even sometimes someone tells them, that's wrong, you're angry. It says, they get defensive. No, I'm not angry. No, you're angry. It's all your issues, not my issues. It looks like that person didn't have a time to think about it. It's like you ignore your physical deficiencies. You're going to hurt yourself first and of course cause problem for others and people around you. Be aware of the wrongdoings that we're doing, like I said, what part of it. Na'udhu billah, God forbid, if I'm dealing with a sin, with haram, for how long? If I violated someone's rights, if I have haqqun nas, yes, I took that land, yes, I took that house from the court. Yes, I have the court signed it, but is it really my right? Or maybe constantly I'm doing haram, that I'm having someone else. Maybe the house that I'm praying in, all my salat are having issues because of what? Because it's qasb, it's not mine, someone else's is not okay with me. I didn't pay my khums, is that okay? How long? What's going on with that? My money is not tahir, it's not okay to use. For how long I'm supposed to do this and go with this? And of course, we'll talk about this. Many hijabs, many obstacles, many layers would come and will be between me, myself, and my self-awareness and understanding my deficiencies, right? Self-control. This is an overview. Self-control, that now I have to control myself, and of course having planned to be able to change them. We mentioned that now we're going to the path directly to talk about these issues and some practical ways, practical mystical aspects and steps that we have to take. Imam Khomeini rahmatullah alayh, in his book Tahzib al-Nafs, he mentioned few steps that a salik, a person who is walking towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, should take these steps in order to be closer to Allah. We mentioned, this is a review again last week, that yaqza the week before, that being aware and awareness is very important. The person recognize himself and herself that, what am I doing in this dunya? What is the whole point? The first step is just to question yourself. The first step just to be aware of yourself. The first step is that look at yourself, look at your life, how long I'm living in this dunya, what I achieved in the path towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What am I doing? Just try to question yourself, you know. I had a client that she said, for 10 years I was taking medications for some of the issues, depression and stuff like that. And I stopped taking them. As soon as I stopped taking them, I realized many things around me. I'm not promoting to stop it. I'm just, quoting what she said. As soon as I stopped it, many of the issues came to me. I realized I have this issue. It looks like I was numb. I didn't know about these things, Then I realized what's going on. What am I doing? Then I started having many more problems with others around me, So the first thing that Quran is saying, there's a reason that we created you. And I have to know that one day I will be back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. This is a temporary time and temporary place for me that I'm living in this dunya. I don't know, let's ask. What was the last time that you thought about this fact that dunya is temporary, literally, and one day you have to leave this dunya? Some volunteers. Go ahead.
Every day.
Every day. Very good, mashallah. What else? Look around. Look around. How many people raise hands? Almost no one, right? Why, if I ask you why, tell me some of the reasons. We're so busy with our life in dunya, right? What else? My children doesn't let me even think about myself, let alone the other world, right? What else? Give me some ideas. How come we're coming to Thursday night, to Friday, Salat? How come last week we had the Shahada of Zahzam, we had the lectures, and we never thought about this? Our president were here. You see? It's a practice that, okay, I'm coming here, but what is the reason? If I ask you, let me ask you, what is the reason you're here tonight? Give me some ideas, some volunteers. What is the reason you're here tonight? I'm challenging you. But yallah. The al-Kumail. Very good, mashallah.
To learn more.
To learn more about what?
The faith.
About what?
About religion.
About religion. Okay, what else? It's a simple question. I'm challenging you. Many of you guys are right now stressed that I'm going to pick your name, right? I know that. I can see your eyes. Yeah? What else? Ba jama'at namaz. Okay, what else?
Socialize with others.
Socialize with others.
Get to get food.
Okay, food. What else? We're getting, mashallah, higher and higher in terms of spirituality. What else? What is?
It's a good deed to come.
It's a good deed. Very good. Okay, what else?
For holiness.
For holiness. I'm waiting for something. What else?
Self-improvement.
Self-improvement. Good. None of you guys said I came here for change.
Evaluate ourselves.
Yeah. You're right. Learning, socializing, salah, jama'ah, dua. But if there's no change, what's the point of all these things? Look at I'm going to look myself and look at yourself right now. Within the past 12 months that I'm coming here and going to different centers, and how much I'm changed, how much I'm different. Can I say that I had that issue and I don't have it anymore? Can I say I'm a more patient person? I have control over my anger, even a little bit. How about that? Even a little bit. Huh? Can I say that, my wife and my husband are complaining less about my behavior? Am I changing or not? If all these aspects are together, we're doing all these things, but there's no change in action, what is the point? It becomes, إِنَّ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا. There's no amal al-salahat, right? And that's something big missing here, right?
But I think we change, but we don't realize that we're changing.
That's a good point. Is it this way, that we'll change, but we don't realize it? How many of you guys agree with that?
But your actions, I think, will show that you have changed. Although you don't realize it, but you think differently, actually, and you do things differently.
If you change, doesn't matter how, that's good.
Right.
Like I said, people around you would say, yeah, you're more patient, You're a different person. You're more religious. You're more aware of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That change is important. If you find that change, but usually that change, what we know, doesn't happen without you be aware of that. Because what we call it here, look, yaqza, means what? Being aware, being awake. It's not like something you turn it on and then it goes by itself. You should constantly work upon this. If it's about patience, I can't say I'm just more patient recently. You did something. Even you are doing something, right? It's your effort towards that. If you want to control your anger, you are supposed to do that. If you want to get away from sins and haram, if you want to get closer to Allah, you are supposed to take the steps. Right? Fun doesn't happen all of a sudden that comes to you. No, you have to take the steps,
But awareness, does it apply to you realize you're doing the right thing? I thought awareness is more like when you're doing the wrong thing, you know it's wrong, but you're doing it.
That's it.
Now you're aware, you're awake.
Yes.
You say, what, next time I don't want to do this, or maybe I don't want to do it now. I gotta stop immediately.
That's true. So you're aware. You know that what you're doing is wrong, what you're doing is right. You'll be awake, right? I know I have to, if I'm sitting here, that's right? This is adl, by the way. What if I sit on the corner over there? That's not the right place to put the table, right? Because I'm not in the center, my place. What if there's a table, I sit down here? That's not okay, right? At the same time, I know sitting here is okay. It's the right thing. You see what I'm saying? Both aspects. So that was number one. Second, which is, these two steps are combination together that we have to look at them. In order to be aware and to be awake, I need to what? Remember, we're talking about our path towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? To know myself, self-awareness, self-improvement. I need to think. I need to ponder. That's what Islam and the Abrahamic religions keep recommending to us. Use your mind, use your aql. There is a reason that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave this aql to you. One of the ways that you can extract the ahkam of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is aql, by the way. It's shar, is Quran, is hadith, is ijma, and also your aql. Imagine right now, a hukm comes to you and says, you have to pray even they're killing you. Look at this. There's hadith comes, imagine, right? Imagine. The hadith comes says that no matter what, even there is a gun over your head, you have to say your prayers. What are your aql saying? It doesn't make sense. They're killing me for this salah. I can say I'm just giving very obvious examples. One part of it is the aql that I have to use. And thinking about Allah, myself, the world around me, and everything. Ayah Quran, Surah Rum, Ayah 8. أَوَلَمْ يَتَفَكَّرُوا فِي أَنفُسِهِمْ. Did they not reflect in their own selves? Question. What was the last time that you had time with yourself without any distractions and you were thinking about yourself, your actions, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Some volunteers, brave ones. What was the last time? Every day you do that. Very good. Almost every day.
I was gonna say today.
Today, very good, mashallah. Give me some not good news. What was the furthest time? Because all the good people, go ahead. All the good things.
What was your question?
My question is that what was the last time that you had time with yourself without any distractions? You were sitting and pondering about yourself, Allah, your amal, your actions, and all the things. Every month. Good, good. See, he's very honest, mashallah. At least you're good, right? What was the last time you thought about your job? Every day, right?
This moment.
What was the last time you thought about your children, your relation with your children? Or your parents, doesn't matter. It's more often, right? Than thinking about yourself. We need this time. Allah did not create the heavens and the earth and what is between them, but with a just cause and for an appointed time. Yet many of people are disbelievers in the meeting with their lords. So they don't, Lord, they don't know that one day they don't have this time to think about this. That's why Imam Hassan Askari salatu wassalam says, let me tell you what, the whole soul behind your ibadah, your worship, is this. The whole soul behind your relation with Allah is this. That when I pray, I feel I'm at the presence of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I feel His presence in my life. And I feel that I'm aware of myself and I'm changing. That's why Imam says, ibadah is not how many salat you have, mustahab or your wajib. Ibadah is not how many mustahab days of fasting you have. Someone counts it. Ibadah is not about, yes, I finished 10 times. That brother comes, yeah, mashallah, I went to Hajj 20 times. I don't want to mention the other part that you don't have to go 20 times to help some other people. But, if it's wajib one time, right? Wajib one time. But let's say you went 2 times, 3 times, 5 times. What did you get from it? What did you get from it? If we think before I start my salat, I start just thinking a little bit. What am I doing? What am I going to do? Who am I going to meet? What is the whole purpose? What is the whole reason that I'm standing in front of Allah? Just 5 seconds. How about that? 5 seconds. Think about this every time I'm going to pray. In front of Qibla, right? What is this Qibla? What am I doing? Who am I going to talk to? When you want to go talk to someone very important, let's say, even at your work, at the school, the principal, your CEO, your supervisor, you keep getting ready for that. If you have a lecture, I don't know, you're going to give a lecture in front of others, maybe few weeks you get ready. You keep reading, you keep writing it. Is it okay? Practicing in front of others. Now I'm going to stand in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I'm going to talk to Him. This is awareness. Being aware of myself, right? إِنَّمَا الْعِبَادَةِ التَّفَكُّرُ فِي أَمْرِ اللَّهِ عَزَّ وَجَلَّ. Ibadah, that was not my word. This is hadith from Imam. Ibadah is what? Tafakkur, thinking, pondering. About what and upon what? Fi amri Allah. About Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. My relation with Allah. What am I going into this dunya? Quran. Inna fi khalq as-samawati wal arz. Have you noticed something in my courses? I'm bringing a lot of ayat of Quran. Do you think it's randomly? Quran is very important. Actually, the most important component here for this improvement and self-improvement, that I pay attention to Quran, to ayat of Quran, right? Can you close that door, please? Appreciate it. إِنَّ فِي خَلْقِ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ وَاخْتِلَافِ اللَّيْلِ وَالنَّهَارِ لَآيَاتٍ لِأُولِي الْأَلْبَابِ. Look at this amazing ayat of Quran and words that Quran use. Surely in the creation of the heavens and the earth and the alternation of night and day, there are signs for the people of wisdom. Ulul albab. There are some people are people of wisdom. They're not just simply thinking. No. They are the people of wisdom. They became just, the whole is about awareness, what they do. Tell me some of the points that you get from this ayah for your daily life. What you get from this ayah? What is a way that this ayah of Quran is saying that it's a way to think, it's a way to ponder? It's not that difficult. Go ahead.
Just observing around you.
Observing around you. Day and night. How many of you guys have ever thought about this? We have days and nights actually. These are the signs from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Last week of you, we said Salat what? Ayat. Salat ayat is for what? How many of you guys, or myself, did we think about this fact that what is about this Salat? It says it's wajib as daily Salat. That means if you miss it, you have to do qaza. But did I think about who did this? It looks like any natural thing that's happening, I have to keep remembering Allah and I have to remind myself about Allah. I'm at the presence of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Did I think about my Salat ayat this? In the alternation of night and day. What was the last time? Have you ever thought about day and night? Did you? Anyone?
Yeah, there was a documentary about some places where the days are very long.
Very good. Did that remind you about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Very good. One person. That's good, sometimes at least we're not running out of, Okay, so that's great. But almost all, we didn't do that, right? Just thinking about something very simple that Allah created. How many times I look at the sky? How many times I'm walking on this ground? Have I thought who created it? Say, what do you mean? I'm like, awareness? Allah's presence in my life? When you were engaged at the beginning, remember those first days? Remember? Many of you guys are laughing and smiling. You know what I'm going to talk about. The whole world was about that person, right? You couldn't wait to call or that person calls. Many of you guys, mashallah, the age is, before the invention of phone. But with all due respect, but you couldn't wait to go see that person, talk to that person, lengthen that conversation with that person. Remember? How are you doing? You didn't have anything else to talk about. How's the weather? How's everything? Everything is okay over there? Yeah, the same weather, we're in the same city. You were just looking for excuses to lengthen this conversation. Remember we said Hazrat Musa, in Quran says Allah is asking him, what are you doing? What is in your hand? There's one answer. This is my stick, my staff in my hand. But he keeps saying, yeah, this is my staff. I'm helping my sheep with it. I'm cleaning the trees with it. No one asks you what you're doing. This is what it is. I'm enjoying this conversation. You see what I'm saying? That's awareness that we see here. Look at that ayah, Surah ayah 3. He is the one who spread out the earth and made mountains. Look at the mountains now. And rivers. Look at the river. How many times we went to Yosemite or other places, We didn't think about this. And created in it the pairs of two from all the fruits. Male and female, we have two different things, right? Two pair of it. He makes the night cover the day. Surely in that there are signs for a people who think. We have a lot of ayat of Quran. Keep saying for people who think. For mutafakkin, for those afala yatafakkarun, don't you think? Ulil albab, those people who became just the wise people, the people of wisdom. Keep saying thinking and thinking and thinking. We keep reciting ayat of Quran and we forget this fact. Thinking about the benefits and favors of Allah. We mentioned a little bit about this in our last course, that recognizing Allah's favor upon you. Right now, I'm sitting here. How many people, they're sitting anywhere, in a building, in a house or somewhere, they're afraid of a bomb comes over. Something happened to them. How many people, they're sitting, the whole thought that they have is about, I'm hungry, is there anything I eat? I said, before you eat, you say Bismillah. After you eat, you have to say Alhamdulillah. Why? Alhamdulillah for what? Alhamdulillah that I have this opportunity. I could eat. I had something to eat. Right? What is it? When you want to eat, say Bismillah. When you want to go out, say Bismillah. When you want to do Bismillah. It's all about Allah, 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 Allah. It's remember Allah, remember Allah, remember Allah. Remembering Allah makes you what? Remember yourself. Or remember yourself makes you remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Thinking about, what did I do wrong? Our sins. What was the last time that I thought about this relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and how I'm not fair in my relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the sins that I committed? To put myself down. Only in front of who? Only in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because it's haram to talk to others about your sins or issues. Only in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. To put myself down, all my shortcomings, my deficiencies. Question. Tell me some of the obstacles towards these two important aspects that we mentioned. Being aware or having the ability or time to think. Many of you guys, you said, you didn't have the opportunity to do. What do you think might be some of the reasons behind it? What makes you not be aware of yourself?
Basically, sometimes we have a self-perception, which is actually different from the image that others see. There's a gap in it. And what happens is we're not ready to correct ourselves, so we are thinking, no, it's just like, it's really not my fault, and we try to sort of see other people at fault for the wrong ways that we might have occurred.
Very good. Put it in a category. I need some categories. This is true, but some categories.
Pride.
Pride, okay.
Not.
Put it in a category. Good. What else?
We start taking things for granted.
What do you mean?
I mean, this night, this day, you know, I mean, everything Allah's given you, but you're so busy with everything else.
What do we call it? Negligence. Being so busy with this world, right? Not being aware of myself, being negligent. Ghafla. One of the most important things in Islam, we keep talking in Islam, keep reminding us about, hey, if we say you have to keep reciting Quran every day, it's about to get away from this. إِنَّ هَذِهِ الْقُلُوبِ تَسْتَأُ كَمَا يَسْتَأُ الْحَدِيدِ. Your hearts would be rusty, would get rusty. Like what? Like irons. قال فما جلاؤها. They asked Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam. Mr. Rasulullah, what? Okay, our qulubs will be rusty. That means what? There will be layers of hijab in front of it. Doesn't reflect anything anymore, right? What are the ways? How can we clean them? Two things. قال تلاوة القرآن وذكر الموت. Reciting Quran and remembering death. If you go to my colleague psychologist, Ya Allah, na'udhu billah, you're going to be depressed. Don't think about maut. No. That's what exactly this secular perspective is all about this. Just enjoy this life. At the moment that you're living in this dunya, forget about anything else. Just enjoy it, even if, whatever you can. Don't do anything illegally, so you'll be in trouble. Do whatever you want to do it. Right? What tilawatul Quran. Quran is all about what? That I recite one ayah and start thinking. Mashallah, we have in the culture that what? We have the Ameen, right? One whole Quran recitation, right? I think we have to have Ameen for adults as well. Every single time that, or the first time that I recited Quran and I started punching upon each and every single ayah. Huh? Then I can say yes. Yeah, I was little, I could recite it. How long am I going to be so happy that alhamdulillah I can recite Quran? It's good for you, but how? When I can say I thought about the ayat of Quran. Self-awareness, right? What else? So negligence, what? What else? Either you're shy to say it or mashallah, you don't have any of these issues, mashallah.
Love for this world, like hubbud dunya.
MashaAllah. Love for this world, ahsant. This world is actually the most important issue that we have towards our path towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. First negligence, right? Being so busy with everything. How many of you guys, you have a calendar for your daily work and job that you have? Raise your hand, please. I have it, in the phone or somewhere, right? We know exactly what time I have a meeting, what time I have to do what, right? How many of you guys in your calendars, you put a note for self-awareness, or pondering upon yourself, or relationship with Allah? How many of you guys, you actually took a note? Do you have a reminder in your calendar or no?
So I put up my alarm 30 minutes before Fajr. I try to get up 30 minutes before Fajr.
Okay.
And that is my time. And
Okay, that's about Salat.
So it's not on my calendar,
All right.
but it's on my alarm.
I mean it, on the calendar, literally, that says meeting, work, taking children somewhere, for example. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, thinking about it. No? You're brave.
The issue is this, like we don't do it intentionally, but it is there behind the scene. Like for example, if I have in my calendar, or if I have in my mind that I have to come here on Thursdays to attend the lecture, so this is one of the things to talk to and to,
Is it working to have Allah behind the scene?
I'm saying it is there.
I
The idea is
actually,
there. It's
Did it help me? Am I changing? Remember my first question. Am I changing? Am I improving? If I'm improving, Allah is there. If I'm not improving, I have to be more aware of Allah's presence in my life.
So I think we schedule certain things which we don't do on regular basis, so
Mhm.
we schedule it. But we believe, and Allah is with us all the time, so there is no need to schedule because He's with us with all the time.
You're right, actually. Allah is always with us, right? That's what was my second thing, is that should I just put one time for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Just 1 hour for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Oh, my whole calendar, the background should be about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Whatever I'm doing is with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? That's true. But something, I'm giving some practical things, that something that would remind me physically that I take a note or do something if I forget. Negligence is there, right? Lack of attention to the opportunities and the fact that this world is temporary. Sooner or later. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. Every single of us. Then let's be ready for this. Let's be prepared for that, right? He's going to call us sooner or later. We can't deny it. Remember that example I always give? You can't say, no, I'm not going to think about the test that I have tomorrow, but you are having the test tomorrow. you better be ready for it. That's the whole point. That's the whole point. Lack of repentance, tawbah. Some people don't have even permission to do tawbah. Let me ask you a question. You're driving in a highway, you make a mistake, you pass your exit. If there is no U-turn, if there is no exit that you can come back, for another 10 miles that you have, I don't know, like 20 miles you have to go, 30 miles you have to go. In some countries they're like this. I was in Italy once, and I was going towards the airport, and we missed the exit. 15 minutes, 20 minutes, you have to go for the next exit to come back. Yeah. If there's no U-turn, how would you feel? If there's no U-turn at all, you're so stressed. You're so disappointed. Then how am I supposed to cover and make my mistakes? Cover my mistake. To fix my mistakes, right? What can I do then? It's so disappointing. What if in the path towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I make a lot of mistakes, I miss a lot of exits that I was supposed to take them, right? I missed a lot of them. Allah says there's U-turn. Tawbah, come back. Go back to the path. You changed the path, you were supposed to do this, you were thinking about what? Tawbah, coming back. Because some people don't even have this ability to do that. But thinking about Allah's mercy, make a balance for yourself and for children that, okay, Allah's mercy, Allah's love, we're worshipping Him because of Himself. However, on the other side, we have to be careful as well. Some of the speakers that were coming were only talking about Allah is merciful, Allah is merciful, Allah is great, love of Allah, love of Allah. There is Jahannam as well. There's a hellfire as well. That's how Quran goes, Khawfan wa raja. Both of them are important. So inshallah we'll finish soon after this. Daydreaming. Keep thinking about, I'm going to do this and that. Oh, mashallah. That makes me so neglected about, do you have time for doing these things? Can you do these things? And also what? Committing sins. Committing sins. That I do something that purposely and physically take myself away from these things. Alright, so the last one, which I don't think we have time, but it's about the azm and my decision. We'll talk about this later. The whole thing we talked about, and our practice for next week, inshallah, would be this self-awareness. I don't know if you want to do it physically, if you want to take notes to remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, if you want to find a partner, a wife, husband, children, parents, friends, doesn't matter, to remind you about this. Try literally in this week that is coming until our next Thursday, inshallah. Try to see how many times a day, I don't want to say a week, a day you can feel that you're in the presence of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and you literally think about Allah, not in the background. Literally, like now I'm thinking about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's really not really nice to say it because 5 times a day we pray, right? But how many times we just pray but still don't remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in our salah? Literally. Tell me next week, inshallah. Someone reminds me if I forget, inshallah. Brother Mason, please remind me. Okay? We're going to ask people about what? How many times a day I literally thought about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And I've seen myself in front of Allah, literally in my life, and I had time to think about this. These are the first steps towards what? This path towards irfan and getting closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And awareness. Be patient. These are small and very important pieces of this puzzle. We have many other pieces we have to put together to complete the whole self-awareness and self-improvement, right? These are the pieces. Remember, it's a course. We're adding every week, inshallah, one or more into this, whole topic that we have. But the first steps, as the Urafa are saying, as Imam Rahmatullah he mentioned these things as well. The first is to what? Try to think more and try to be more aware of this, inshallah. Any question? Ya Allah, everybody's aware, alhamdulillah, very good. You have a question?
Say one thing that
Please.
which I practiced.
MashaAllah.
If hukukul Allah and hukukul ibad, they are
Ahsan.
always active in your mind, then you try to do things so that you do not commit a lapse. For instance, if I am going to my office, so I have in my mind that this is a job for which I have been paid, and I have to work for so many hours, and this should be the efficiency of my work.
Ahsan.
I'm not doing this thing because my manager is sitting before me, but because Allah is watching me. So if this thing is always active in your mind,
Ahsan.
mostly
Ahsan.
it keeps you always on the track.
Very good. He's saying that the way that you think about someone pays you, you have to work for them, right? This is their right. This is your responsibility to work towards that. Allah, you have responsibility towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? You have to do certain things because you owe Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and you feel that the haqq of Allah, the right and the rights of Allah upon you that you have to do, inshallah. Very important. So inshallah we'll continue this topic in next, inshallah, Thursday. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala Muhammadin wa ajjal farajhum. اللهم عجل لوليك الفرج والعافية والناصر ومد في عمره الشريف وزين الأرض بطول بقائه واجعلنا من عوانه وأنصاره